What's up, everyone? I'm going to show you how to download and visualize the entire stock market. Let's go ahead and get started. So to do it, I'm going to leave this link in the description below. It's from the Options Clearing Corporation's website, theocc.com, and I'll link that below so you can do this yourself. So once we get here to the directory of listed products, what we're going to do is go to underlying symbol. We're just going to go ahead and go and download the full directory of listed products. So once we click that, then we get a nice big text file here that we can now hit Control A, which copies the entire thing. Now we're going to open up our Excel spreadsheet. And if you don't have Excel, I would recommend getting it. It's a very, very good tool to have. And I will be making more and more resources on how to use Excel to trade the markets. Because, again, trading is evolving, and technical analysis, although it works in some instances, this is the more efficient way to do things, in my opinion. So I've selected everything in that text file. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit Control. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste. I'm going to paste this, and it's going to paste it for me, already nice and laid out in columns. Okay. Now the only thing I'm going to pay attention to is this column right here. So when I highlight it, you can clearly see there's 6,718 different ticker names. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and the one I like to use, the data processing I like to use for this, is Alphaquery. I highly recommend it for data visualization, to gather and build spreadsheets. Very, very convenient. Have a lot of accurate and reliable data sets to use. Now what you do is you paste those tickers in here, and now what you do is you go and select what you want to measure. So for example, we want to know all these tickers, what exchange they're on, NASDAQ, NYSE. We want to know what sector they're in so we can see what rotation's going on. We want to know the free float, the market cap, might as well. We want to know the institutional holdings, beta wouldn't hurt. We want to know the closing price. We want to know the percent change in price, 52 weeks, 13 weeks, which is earning cycles, 2 weeks, and 1 week is a good measure. Now we want to look at consecutive days of increasing price and consecutive days of decreasing price. Now we want to look at the RSI and the next quarterly earnings report date. Or, if you prefer, you could put days until next expected quarterly earnings report. So let's go ahead and do next expected quarterly earnings report date for this example. And now we're going to hit run. And it's going to take some time to load this data, obviously. So I will be right back. Obviously, I don't want to make you wait in the video because I usually don't edit my videos, but in this case, I will, because I don't want you to have to wait for this to load. So I'll be back when this is done. To load the data. Once it's loaded, now we hit Control A, which will select everything on the screen, and then we hit Control C, and then we go to our Excel spreadsheet. And this is an important step. Whenever you go and paste it, make sure that when you do paste it, you right click, don't hit Control V, right click and click on the clipboard without the brush on it. What it's going to do is paste it into Excel, and it's going to keep Excel's plain text formatting. It's not going to keep Alphaquery's source formatting. So if you paste it with Alphaquery's source formatting, it's going to take a hell of a lot longer to load. So just forewarning there. So now that we have all of the data into the spreadsheet, I've got it in here. I like to do it this way because I do this on occasion, especially for the trading group. I like to print these out for them to make sure they have it. So I make sure that I delete all this extra space up here, and I like to keep the date. That way, we all know when this was printed. So, expand the columns you would like to expand. Let's go ahead and get them all expanded real quick. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and get these titles expanded. 52, 13, 2 week, 1 day increasing price. decreasing price, RSI 14-day, and earnings date. Okay, got it all there. So what do we do with this data now? We have 5,500 tickers, all this data metrics to look at. Well, first let me go to the bottom actually and clean up the bottom, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. Now that we got it all clean, we got the date set at the top. We come here to the top left, cell 2, A2, Control Shift right arrow, Control Shift down was going to highlight the entire stock market basically that we were able to collect. Now we're going to insert a table. You can either do this by going to Insert at the top, Table, hitting OK, or you can hit Control T. So let me go back. You can also hit Control T, hit My Table Has Headers. That's what these top rows are here. These are your headers. Hit OK. Now we have a table. So now what can we do? Well, we can do a lot of things. First of all, we can visualize the entire stock market. Hit Analyze Data right here. Go to the Home tab, Analyze Data. It's going to actually take all this data and load it into the visualizer so we can try to see if there's any correlations right off the bat. And it's going to take a minute to load this data again, so be patient with it. And I'll show you some other things we can do as well. But again, 5,500 tickers at your disposal right here. And I will leave a link to this spreadsheet in the description below. So now we have all these data sets that just came up. And amongst these data sets, we see that Exchange NASDAQ has noticeably lower percent change in price 2 weeks. Sector Energy has noticeably higher percent change in price 52 weeks. So we can insert this pivot chart. And then now we can instantly visualize all of those tickers organized by sector, and Excel's already got it organized by sectors. We can see exactly what's going on, and it looks like to me that they're perfectly hedged. Healthcare's the most hit, followed by tech, followed by consumer cyclical, followed by consumer defensive, followed by communication services. On the opposite side, we have energy, basic materials, utilities, and real estate. You can do a lot with this information. A lot. That is the breakthrough here. We have Exchange NYSE accounts for the majority of free float. So the majority of the free float in all of these tickers is going to NYSE. Let's see here. Change in price 2 weeks has outliers at expected earnings report date 6/29/2022 and 7/6/2022. So now what can we do with that information? Go over here to the expected earnings report date column, organize it by date, go to sort and filter right here, newest to oldest, and then look for 7/6/2022. So Control F, 7/6/2022, find all, and there's only one ticker with that earnings date report, and it is going to be this one right here. Let's take a look. What is this? TROO. It's a technology company. So now we can load up our brokerage app and we can take a look at the chart if we wanted to, you name it. But that's basically, just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do with all of this data. And I apologize, my computer is going slow. Okay, so what else can we do? Healthcare we know is the most beaten down. So just by doing this, you can tell, okay, what was the most beaten down sector this year, the last 52 weeks? Okay, it was healthcare. Cool. So we obviously know there's probably some good buying opportunities in healthcare. What else? Ticker HYMC has noticeably higher percent change in price 1 day. So if you insert this pivot table, now all of a sudden you have the entire stock market organized by percent change in one day's price, which obviously yesterday HYMC was the #1 running stock, followed by SDIG, followed by GMBL, followed by KTB, etc. What else can you do with this data? Well, we can go to the RSI column, which is right here. We can filter this column by smallest to largest, and now all of a sudden we have the entire stock market organized by RSI from low to high. So we can immediately go over here, start plugging in these charts, take a look at what's going on. SCO, lowest RSI in the market that Alphaquery was able to gather. Nothing there that I like. RTL, you all know what I like to trade off of. That's a pretty decent one, but still not 100% ideal. ENIC, I think I already looked at this one. I don't think there's much there. Nope. KOD, that's a good one. I think that one's actually up today. Up yeah, 8% today. That's a nice nasty. This is an ideal setup for our group right here. This plus this plus this plus patience equals profit in the money. In the money. Maybe with a protective put against your position if you need it. But this is perfect setup here. Just patience will pay off. Guaranteed. Anyways, I'll link this below. You can do all this crazy stuff. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Just trying to share with you how different you can trade when it comes to data. It's amazing. There is a lot of opportunity when you got 5,000 tickers and all this data that you can organize at your will. So if you want to organize it by sector, you can do that, A to Z. Boom, now we got sectors. If you wanted to copy paste these sectors, for example, if you wanted to just take the basic materials sector, let's see, where does it start? So if you just wanted to take the basic materials sector and just do that, make a new sheet, paste that in there. Now we just have the basic material. So now what you can do is organize just the basic material by, I don't know, RSI if we wanted to. So now we got just the basic materials sector, and underneath the RSI organization, there's just so much you can do. So ECL is the lowest on the basic materials sector, and boom. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to believe until you do it. So anyways, I'll leave this below. It's this easy, folks. Come on.